What is going on, guys? Today we are taking a good look at the Fucare Taurus, taking it out for a spin, testing it out. And when I say good look, I mean good look. I'll get up close and personal in a second, but take a look at this paint job on the bike.
Live like Jackie and Rose, had the water been warmer. The Bonnie and Clyde down in California, fall in love on the run. Trying to make it to Cabo, Romeo with a blunt, Juliet with a bottle. Baby, I'm looking for reasons to call it a lie, but if the
Before we actually take this bike out for a ride, let me go over the specs with you guys, all right? So we are looking at a 750 watt rear hub motor, a 48 volt 25 amp hour battery, a 6061 aluminum frame, front suspension, a Shimano 8-speed kit, and 26 by 4-inch tires. Now I was right when I was unboxing it and I said these are the biggest tires I've seen. My Super, I think, has 20 by 4-inch tires, and just like the P51, 20 by 4-inch tires, 26 by 4-inch tires is insane to me. It has 180 millimeter front and rear disc brakes, a top speed of anywhere between 28 and 32 miles an hour depending on the rider weight and the terrain and all that jazz, a range of anywhere between 40 and 100 miles. Obviously that varies between if you're full throttle, pedal only, a little bit of both. Claims that it can go up a hill of 30 degrees, again depending on the terrain, it might be a little bit off. And of course the cherry on top is look at this paint colorway. Taking a look at the website, this colorway is called Nebula Purple. They also have a forest green colorway and a graphite gray, but honestly this purple, I don't know if the camera's picking it up properly. I'm gonna try my best to get a cleaner shot later as we're riding. This bike is literally, it legit looks like a Nebula, like purple, because it has sparkles. It's like glittery. I don't know how to describe it, but it looks very eye-catching. I'm expecting to get some looks when I'm riding on this bike. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Now, I do want to go over a few things on this bike that I'm not gonna say are a bad thing, but they are unique. And as you can see right here, it's gonna be everything on the handlebars. Well, not everything, but it's just, everything that you're working with is up here, right? So you have a display. When we turn it on, actually, I'll come back to the display in a second because I tested it out. It turns on and it looks great. It's nice and bright. So daytime and nighttime riding, you're good, right? This whole controller setup right here, this isn't the controller, just the controller setup. We'll say this, okay? It's very interesting. So when you hold down the power button, I don't know if you could pick that up, but it has like haptic feedback, right? It vibrates to let you know that it's on. And it does that for everything. Pedal assist going up, very clicky and tactilely, and then same thing going down. You vibrate, you feel it every single time. Turning on the headlight, it vibrates and it even shows it on the display as well. And then the information right here, this little I button on the left-hand side, you can see your odometer, your max mileage, your average, your current trip, all that stuff, right? So very nice and very bright display. Also have a bell as well. I think I need to either move that down or just keep it in mind off the flick it real hard. Now, what's really strange to me, and again, not a bad thing, it's just something I'm not used to. You would think maybe this is like the 8-speed Shimano gear shifter. This is the throttle, and there is the gear shifter right there. I mean, well, let me give it some power right there. It's good. That is just strange to me. I definitely have to get used to that because I know a lot of people, and most e-bikes in my experience, have either a twist or a thumb throttle like this on that side. I might have to get used to that, right? I got to be very careful with that, okay? Now, I know I'm in the garage and the lighting might not be the best, but take a look at this paint. It's very purpley, very sparkly. I'm not very good with like descriptions of like paints and whatnot, but look at that. Got the Fucare branding right there. Oh, and another thing, right? You would think this is a reflector. I mean, you got a reflector right there on the wheel, but you would think that's a reflector. Let me see if I can reach over real quick. This is actually the brake light. And if you take a look at the other side, there's none there. That is the only brake light. Not a bad thing, but just me wanting to be symmetrical and matchy-matchy, if you will. I would definitely want one of these on the other side as well, or maybe another one under the seat. I don't know. That's just me. That is a unique way of doing it. I don't know why, but it has a brake light, it has a front light, it has a bell. It's got 8 speeds, and it is a big, beefy bike. Tires are inflated, battery is charged up. Let's go ahead and take it out for a spin. I'm excited. Okay, now we are in the sun. Hopefully the sun hitting the bike makes it sparkle a little bit. Definitely one of the bigger bikes I've ever tested out. This is definitely meant for, at least what it looks like, to go off-roading, maybe hill jumping, somewhere between. I don't know. But me, myself, personally, I like to stick to the streets. I'm not that big of a jumper. If you guys have been long-time viewers of the channel, you guys know me and jumps don't exactly get along too well. So we're just going to stick to the road. Again, this is not the thumb throttle. Thumb throttle is over here. Bell right there. Let's, we are at hip height with the seat. That's good. Kickstand up. That's on. Okay. Let's just try and pedal a bit. Oh God. That's not, because I have not pedaled a bike since I was a kid. So we're going to start off with some throttle power. Maybe get, oh wow. Pedaling, you really do feel some good power on it. I almost don't want to throttle, but I will. Oh, one more thing. That, whoopsie, almost got it confused. This is the rear brake. That is the front brake. So it's almost like this bike has everything. I don't want to say it's backwards to everything else. It's just a unique setup to me. Again, not a bad thing. Maybe this is like how downhill / hill jumper / off-road bikers with something like this, maybe that's how their setup is, and I'm just not used to it. Again, not a good thing or a bad thing. It might just be like a preference thing, or it might be a normal thing in the off-road biking world, you know? So we're in mode, or in gear 5. Gear 5. If you know the reference, if you know the reference to gear 5 and you watch anime, if you know, you know. But gear 5 out of 8 feels good. Honestly, this bike feels good. Maybe I'm just used to like riding different bikes, because if you guys missed the previous videos, I rode a folding e-bike, the Evercross EK6. Honestly, was surprised. Then we rode the Veribus DuoSense, which is a sleeper bike, which is what I like to call it. Wasn't too great up hills, but still overall for a commuter city guy, not too bad. This is more my speed. Something that can go about 32 miles an hour. That's the same as my Super. That's the same as my P51, but more of like a normal looking bike setup. Is that kind of moped up there? Oh, I kind of want to go up there and check him out, but I don't know if I should. Nah, I won't. I don't want to bug him. I don't want to bug someone who's on a moped and I'm on an e-bike. So pedaling actually feels really nice on this bike. I think, I could be wrong. I'll have everything either on the screen, or I'll have everything about this bike linked in the description down below. The estimated, or like the recommended height for someone to ride this bike is 5'4" to I think 6 something, the low 6s if you will. Okay, so it looks like in mode 1, throttle only, we're hitting 24 miles an hour. Since we're on the shoulder of a busy-ish street, let's crank it up to mode 2. Still nothing. Or maybe it's because we're about to go uphill and like we're starting to incline a bit. Oh, okay. So I switch gears. I go up in gears with my index finger and I go down with my thumb. Okay, uphill we're going 13 miles an hour. Ah, oh wait, there's 5. Whoop. So there's 5 levels of throttling. So I'll revisit that in a moment, but it looks like mode 1, you're maxing out at about 15 miles an hour. Right now we're going uphill in mode 3, 18 miles an hour, 19 miles an hour. Honestly, not a bad speed. I'm comfortable with the speed going uphill. But can we go faster in mode 4? Going uphill we can. It's going up 21 miles an hour. How about mode 5? Uphill, we're going 22. And if we were to hit that one more time, it will just go back down to 0, and then throttle activation will be turned off entirely. But 22 miles an hour uphill, and I'll give it between 15 and 22 miles an hour uphill. Honestly, that's pretty good. Okay, who leaves their trash out like that? Come on now. Whew. Little off-road action right there. Pedaling has a lot of torque, honestly. Oh, not used to riding here. Oh, yeah, pedaling has a lot of torque. I can really feel the pickup when I'm pedaling. Well, let me try throttling. Let me slow down a bit. Maybe get back in the bike lane in the shoulder. There's definitely some buildup when you hit the throttle for the torque. It's not as instant as it would be for pedaling, but it's still there. Let me try that again. So pedaling, well, let me slow it down a bit. Yeah, it feels almost instant. Maybe it's just because the pedal assist, like the system itself, is pretty good on this bike. But it feels really nice. Yeah, this feels really nice, actually. $28 miles an hour. I also need to just keep in mind which brake lever is which side. That was another moped. I guess everyone on 2 wheels is out right now. The weather is like really nice. It was wet and windy the beginning of the week. Now it's like 80 degrees and sunny. This is like perfect weather. Let's pedal a bit, because honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if this will make sense. A bike with like a similar frame setup like this, I have not ridden since I was a kid. So in a weird way, the way my body is like sitting, or the stance or whatever, it feels familiar. And I almost like want to just relive my childhood and pedal this bike. I almost don't want to throttle with it, just because like the feeling of being on a bike with this setup, this frame, this, I don't know what the word is, feels like I'm a kid again. And that's on top of just, you know, people I've seen online say, oh, being on an e-bike makes me feel like a kid again. And yeah, there's a fun factor to it, but for this, there's almost like a muscle memory factor to it. Like, I remember riding this sort of like a similar setup, or like this similar, I don't know what the word is, positioning, I guess. I don't know. I like it. So going uphill, the bike feels nice. Pedal assist, it feels very torquey. This is a nice bike. On top of that, the color looks clean as hell, dude. I mean, I cannot get over this paint color, honestly. Oh, I'm getting hit with all that smoke from the car, the exhaust fumes, whatever it's called. Okay, if you guys have seen the last few videos, this is a hill that some of the bikes have struggled with a bit. Hitting throttle only, 23, about to be 24 miles an hour, hitting it no problem. That mailman was just looking at me, probably wondering what I'm on. I almost want to ask him like, hey, do you want to trade? But I'm like, nah, let me not be that kind of guy. Let me not be that guy. But yeah, this bike feels nice. The paint on this specific model, I can't speak on behalf of the other ones. I think it was forest green and stone gray or stealth gray. I could be wrong. I can't speak on those colorways because I haven't seen them in person. But this purple one, dude, super unique. Like, there might be other e-bike brands that like have a purple colorway or like maybe a sparkly orange or whatever, right? This purple, Nebula Purple, it being so shiny, dude, it is nice. I can't get over that. Oh, this is so nice. I really enjoy it. I'm really loving this bike, guys. 10 out of 10. Recommending this off rip. I definitely want to try and give this a range test to see, because what did I say? 48 volts, 25 amp hours. I mean, my stock Super RX is 48 volt, 20 amp hours, and I've done a trip that in my car would take about 20 minutes, a round trip on my bike with no charge, no problem. So I definitely want to see how this holds up, for sure. What I noticed is as well, my legs are like almost hugging the frame, or like hugging the battery almost. Oh, I see little man hiding in the sewer. Hi. Hi. Hi there. It's me. God, I cannot get over this color, dude. I don't know if the GoPro is doing it justice. I'm gonna try and get something on my other camera, but this is such a clean purple. Dude, the sun hitting it. Oh, and one thing, they give you touch-up paint. So like, let's say you scratch it a bit. The touch-up paint, I think it's like a clear touch-up paint, but with just some sparkle, you can just fix it right up. It's like the size of like a nail polish bottle, but like, I can't get over this, guys. I cannot get over it, honestly. Hi there. You know me. Hi. Hi there. Yeah, he's just like, shut up and feed me already. When I say this bike has such a unique colorway to it, I've never seen a Nebula Purple e-bike before. But with how sparkly it is and how much it stands out, this has got to be one of the most unique e-bike paint jobs I've ever seen. Stock paint jobs, I should say. I mean, come on. That lady was staring at me hard as hell. I felt weird, so I just had to pull off. She even asked me what I was on and what I was doing. She was just staring at me. Oh, the smell of Chick-fil-A. I actually came here for breakfast this morning. I was like the second one in line this morning. And it just felt so good to have like Chick-fil-A again. I mean, I've been having Chick-fil-A by my, on the regular, like as often as I can, but like just having a Chick-fil-A by my house again, dude, the convenience factor is so nice. I miss it. All right, so now we actually have to make a quick pit stop to the hardware store, because earlier this week I installed the updated HandleWorks controller with lighting to my Super, and I ran out of zip ties to secure everything. So now I gotta go to the hardware store right over here and re-up on zip ties. I'm surprised how often I go through them, honestly. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure it was my S1. When I installed the Irv Labs basket, that's what took up most of the zip ties, because that specific basket isn't exactly meant to go on an S1, but really with enough zip ties you can make anything work, so just did not expect for me to run out so soon. All right, got my zip ties, so now I can put the controller back together on my Super, and I can finally ride with lights. Let there be light on the Super once again. And I think Luminate actually is sending out some of their updated turn signals that they're working on, so that'll be real nice. Love that startup where like it goes all the way up and it goes all the way down. All right, let's crank it all the way up to 5 and let's speed on home. I really do hate this turn, because some people on the left side try to take this exit right here and cross over without even looking. Like, that meme? I make a left turn. Good luck, everyone. That's what everyone does on this intersection right here, and it's annoying. So I haven't been able to hit 32 miles an hour yet. I mean, I'm going slightly downhill and I'm hitting 29. Maybe if I was lighter, you know, if I shed a few pounds, maybe I could hit 32. But right now the max on like a flat road like this, 28. I mean, it says 27.9, but that's basically 28 to me. So I don't know. Again, it all depends on like rider, weight, preference, style, battery, all that. You know, so many factors go into hitting a top speed and like hitting a max range. I just really wish I was able to hit 32 miles an hour just to say I could hit it. But it's no big deal. Cool, but this bike, I see, look, we're going downhill now. Now we're hitting 31. This bike is so fun. I was excited all week to test it out and ride it just off the paint alone. But this bike is a keeper for sure. I know I already got a thumbnail pic. I mean, I got some pictures to send to the brand because they were asking for pictures. Oh, I'm standing. Maybe that's a thumbnail right there. Okay, I don't want to stay looking down because if I look down for the camera, I can't look up to see where I'm going. Yeah, I was gonna say I could take pics right here, but I'm pretty sure this is like either house's property. I don't want to be trespassing or anything like that. And look at that, I'm doing the no hands as well. I'm getting real good at riding with no hands. Don't try it at home though, kids. But with that being said, guys, this is a very nice bike if you ask me. It feels nostalgic just by the way like you're sitting on it. The color, this specific color is eye-catching for sure. Has a nice big battery, 8-speed Shimano's, which honestly, pedaling on this bike felt so natural, I didn't even need to mess around with it that much. I actually kind of like the haptic feedbacks on the buttons right here, on the little controller dial or whatever this is actually called. I can't think of it. Still getting used to having the throttle and the Shimano gears on like flipped sides, or at least the throttle being on a flipped side, because I'm used to doing this on this side, but that wouldn't work. But I'm gonna go ahead, put this video on to a close. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know by hitting that like button. Leave your thoughts on this bike down below. Color alone, this bike is awesome. Get a thumbnail, get a thumbnail, get a thumbnail, thumbnail, snapshot, come on. And with that, subscribe so you guys don't miss the next video. You might very well see this bike again on the channel. But with that being said, subscribe, stay tuned, all that YouTube stuff. Peace.